I'm going to listen on the front of your tummy.
Okay.
Use my hand there. So this is slightly pulling up into gallbladder and liver. So we'll come over here. And so the liver is in charge of the first two phases of biohepatic detoxification, right?
Yep.
And then the third phase is gallbladder. And then it squirts into the duodenum,
Yes.
the intestines, and then the fourth phase is pooping it out.
Beautiful. The end.
So all those things have to work right. and so when I feel, so ideally, so this is your rib, the lower rib margin.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I would really like to feel is that the gallbladder is pretty close to there, sometimes even tucked in a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but not too far out. So right now I feel this is there's almost like maybe 2.5 inches of gallbladder out. So this is suggesting some congestion in the gallbladder. So the gallbladder can be congested for different reasons. So we'll check some of them. So this is where the gallbladder hooks up to the common bile duct. Common bile duct is what takes the bile from both the liver and the gallbladder. So the liver is constantly making bile because that's the breakdown product,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is trying to get rid of all the toxins. And then it drips always, continually, a little bit at a time into, oh, there it is. Can you bring your pants down just a smidge? They're right on the OD, the sphincter of OD. There you go. So there's the belly button. And so the sphincter of OD is like right here. This is where the common bile duct injects or inserts into the duodenum, the first section of the small intestine. And so the liver is doing its drip of bile into the common bile duct, and then part of the bile is also going into the gallbladder for safekeeping.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it's it's like a little reservoir, so that when you eat, then the body's like, oh, there's some fat there. Boom. And so it sends a bolus, the gallbladder sends a bolus of bile into the small intestine because we need the bile. It emulsifies fat. It makes it water soluble. So we can actually use fat and absorb it.
Cool.
If the gallbladder's not working right, then we're going to have a problem with fat because we might not have enough bile in our system to emulsify it or make it water soluble.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm working with that common bile duct because one reason that the gallbladder can be a little bit distended, I'm not saying that it's something scary or anything like that, this feels totally functional, is if there's a little spasm in the common bile duct. And so so that just released the sphincter of Oddi. That's also where the pancreatic enzymes inject into the small intestine. So we need both the bile and we need the pancreatic enzymes to be able to digest food in that small intestine.
To do what they do.
To do their thing. Yeah. And so now I'm kind of like, I call it milking that common bile duct to help it kind of like relax, and so it can transit the bile through a little bit better.
Okay.
So you can feel there's a little bit of stiffness here. It's not too bad, but it's just enough to be like, oh, you know, I was kind of like holding against that little tightness in the sphincter of Oddi. And so then, you know, these tubes are muscular, right? They're made out of muscle. And so it's kind of like getting a little massage, you know, when you have a tight muscle or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. That just released. And so now we can come to gallbladder. So we're going back to where the gallbladder hooks up to the common bile duct. That's pretty soft. And so now I'm going to go into the gallbladder itself. And so that could be a little bit sore. Sometimes working on a gallbladder that's a little bit congested can be kind of sore. So the other reasons that the gallbladder can be kind of like congested or distended is sometimes we're moving through life too quickly and we're not.
I don't know what you mean.
That's a foreign concept. We're not taking time to sit down and plan our meals and anticipate the food and enjoy each bite and relax afterwards or take a little stroll.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not part of our culture, right?
Not really, no.
But that's the way that our body's built. Our body needs that.
Okay.
Yeah, because what happens when we do that form of eating, then of course we're turning on the autonomic nervous system, parasympathetics, right? And then they're like, good, I like to eat.
I'm happy.
And then it tells the belly, the stomach, I mean, oh, we're gonna get some food here pretty quick. Start warming up, you know. And so then, you know, the stomach is prepared, and it's gonna start increasing the acid that it needs to, like, for that first phase of digestion. And then when that acid level goes up, that gives a signal to the gallbladder, like, we're getting food, so you gotta get your squirt going. Get your squirt up ready, because it's coming. So that's a big part, you know, why people in our culture get congestion in their gallbladder.
Okay.
Of course, a little bit could be, you know, things like they're not eating high quality food, and so then the gallbladder's like, what's the point? And so then it's like it doesn't get the message, and so then the bile is just kind of sitting in there, and then the water kind of is reabsorbed, and so then you get this kind of like paste in there.
Okay.
And then if there's paste, then the body's like, oh, that's too hard to push out. Ugh. And so then in that situation, what we need to do is add in like bile thinners, like beet or basalt, ox bile, some different kinds of thinners to get that bile moving again. Moving and grooving. Yeah. Because if we don't get it moving, that's when people tend to get, you know, gallstones or porcelain gallbladder. Have you heard of that one?
No.
You know, like a toilet is like porcelain.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what happens to the gallbladder.
It just hardens.
It hardens up like
Oh,
a toilet.
no.
That's terrible.
That is
Who
pretty
wants that?
terrible.
Nobody
No
wants
one.
that. No,
Not today.
no, not today. But are we willing to slow down?
Yes.
We are. You are.
We are.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. All of us should be, huh? And you are. That's awesome. Yeah. So that's undoing. So the other thing that can help a lot with this is like bitters at the beginning of a meal, or like apple cider vinegar or something like that. And if you think about it, a lot of cultures start their meals with that kind of thing. So in Portland, there was a street Thai food restaurant, a few of them, that had the sipping vinegars. Have you ever had those before?
No.
And I think they make shrubs out of them. Is that right? Is that the right word?
I don't know.
But so in some Asian cultures, like, people just sip vinegar before their meals.
That's pretty cool.
Or, you know, if you look at any movie from the 50s and 60s, then you're gonna see everybody having a cocktail with bitters before their meals. Have you ever watched Bewitched or anything like that? Or I was like looking at old videos, and it was showing, oh, this is the way we set up our TV. Here's the TV and here's the alcohol. They go together. Had no shame. They were just like, oh yeah, I got my TV and my bitters, and this is the way we do it.
That's so funny.
All right, so we'll let that one go for now. That's better. It needs a little more work, but I think probably for the sake of the video, maybe we'll let it go and come back to it.